introduce some sprites, which we're going to hear more about. But as whilst I'm talking, if you could each take a little taste of Sprite, and then later we'll do some taste testing of some Pepsi next. Quick overview before we get into the main text. There are just 4 or 5 key points for an investor to understand in PureCircle. First of all, there's a very large market. Sweeteners are the second largest ingredient in food and beverage after water. Secondly, stevia is happening, and I hope a lot of the product innovation that you're seeing this evening will confirm to you that stevia is happening. Thirdly, if you're looking for a company to invest in the stevia market, you look at PureCircle. We are the current market leader, and we've invested 300 million, and we currently have more than 80% market share, and our market leadership is led by the scale of our operations, underpinned by an unrivaled innovation. Those are the key headlines. What I'm going to talk you through quickly is the market, the business model, and how you should understand the market development. Going to get you into the dynamics of how the market will develop over the coming years. But to break the ice and to get everyone engaged and to get some energy into the room, we're going to start with some TV advertising for some of the major products using stevia. Starting in Australia with Pepsi Next.
And now for some important statistics. 10% of blokes prefer budgie smugglers. 18% of greenhouse gases come from livestock. Pepsi Next has 30% less sugar, naturally, thanks to our mate, the stevia plant here. And 56% of Australians prefer the taste of Pepsi Next to Coke. We're the Nelson twins, and this is the Pepsi Next Challenge. Tens of thousands of people have taken the challenge so far, and 56% of them prefer the taste of Pepsi Next. Now the challenge is going bush. We're doing a road trip from Sydney to schoolies on the Gold Coast, and we dare you to come and find us and take the challenge for yourself.
Backwards. So that is for Pepsi Next in Australia. Point of emphasis, please notice the emphasis on taste. They're so comfortable with the taste of Pepsi Next that they're taking you on a road taste trip against regular Coke in Australia. It's gone very well. The Australia launch has already rolled out into France after Australia, so it's going very well. Moving on, to set the scene before we get into the overall market, to understand the context of obesity, this is TV advertising from Coca-Cola in response to the general question of obesity.
For over 125 years, we've been bringing people together to celebrate, to enjoy, and to remind us of what we all have in common. We've always believed in strong communities and long supported programs that encourage well-being for our people, our society, and the environment. We have always been sensitive to changing times and to the issues that unite communities. Today, one of those issues is obesity, which is why 3 decades ago we created Diet Coke, our first zero-calorie soft drink. Today, out of 145 drinks in Europe, 82 contain low or no calories. This has helped us reduce the average calories per serving of our sparkling soft drinks in Europe by 10% over the last 10 years, and we are committed to doing even more. We continue to innovate, creating smaller portion sizes for our most popular drinks. And we've added the calorie content of all our drinks on the front to help make it even easier for people to make informed decisions. We continue to get people physically active through community sport across Europe, reaching and inspiring over 3 million young people with programs such as street games up and down the UK. And we continue to work with scientists and nutritionists on innovative things like naturally sourced zero-calorie sweeteners such as stevia. We believe that choices, innovation, information, and activity can help make a difference. Healthy living is about balance. The simple common sense fact is that all calories count. If you eat and drink more calories than you burn off, you'll gain weight. That goes for Coca-Cola and everything else with calories. Keeping our families and communities healthy and happy is a journey. It will take all of us. And at Coca-Cola, we are committed to playing our part. We know When people come together, good things happen.
So whilst Hannah gets the next two adverts are shorter, whilst Hannah gets those ready, the second tasting for you is Pepsi Next. This is the French version of Pepsi Next.
Honey, you are not going to believe this.
I bought Pepsi Next.
What's Pepsi Next?
It's the new cola from Pepsi. It's got real cola taste with 60% less sugar.
Real cola
Watch the
taste.
baby.
60% less sugar.
Yeah. I know.
Unbelievable.
But this is the most impressive thing I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Oh, definitely. I've never had anything like it. My parents are gonna.
Yeah, they're gonna be so proud.
Introducing Pepsi Next. Drink it to believe it.
Can you get this, honey? It's going viral.
Okay, so coming back to the slides, now on to slide 5 in your deck. Quick recap. Our market, it's a huge long-term market. The total sweetener market in the world is 60 billion, and sweeteners are the second largest ingredient after water. We're aiming for stevia over decades to be about 20 to 25% of that market, roughly a 20 billion addressable market. To do that, you need 4 things. You need great consumer taste, and I hope the products you're tasting tonight is confirming that the taste is absolutely on target. Scalable, sustainable, and we have to have commodity pricing. Those are the 4 core points underpinning our business model and our strategy. Turning to slide 6. Our business model is about scalable production. We have invested $300 million. All the numbers I quote tonight are in dollars. Okay? We've invested $300 million, and we support that scale with innovation. You should look at stevia as a flexible toolkit. Stevia has a number of different products, and they provide a flexible toolkit for food and beverage to formulate great tasting products with. Looking at our current invested capacity, we can produce 300 million of sales. How you should understand the business model is 2 key points. First of all, if you look at the fixed costs, which include interest, there is a $45 million cost of doing business. We have to be global from day one. To support the major global food and beverage companies like Coke and Pepsi, we have to be global from day one. That requires a major fixed cost base. That is in place, it's all ready. Once you have that in place, whether you sell 10 tons of product to Danone or 1 ton, your fixed cost doesn't change. So where we are today is every $50 million of sales, $25 million will drop to the bottom line. So we're very scalable. Underpinning the business model is margin. We're a high margin, high cash generative business, and key to that long-term strategy is the yield on the stevia leaf. Stevia leaf is 75% of the cost of sales, the variable cost of sales, and we already have in our laboratories stevia leaf that can deliver stevia at half the cost of sugar. So we know that the margins are sustainable in terms of the model that you've just seen. This slide is just to give you a flavour that stevia is a multi-product portfolio. And when you're talking about PureCircle, the core to PureCircle is its innovation. We have introduced 6 new products in the last 24 months. They will take more than 50% of our sales this year, and of those 6, 5 are proprietary to PureCircle. I've talked about the scale of the opportunity. What I want to do over the next 3 slides is to give you some insights into how the market will grow. 3 very simple slides, 3 market dynamics. The first one is to understand the product level. So if I'm in Coke or Pepsi, this is a flavoured water. Whether Coca-Cola, it's vitamin water. For Pepsi, it's Sobe. A flavoured water, when fully mature, will require about 50 tons of stevia. So in our revenue terms, that's $9 million. If you go down to the juices like Tropicana, Trop 50, already launched, you can see it's a bigger product. When fully mature, that's about 25 million. The reason we're very excited about the Sprite and the Pepsis, you can see that they are game changers. The lemon lime, if this goes global, this one brand alone requires more than 900 tons of stevia, with a value in excess of $100 million. One brand alone. Okay. So that's the first dynamic of how the market will develop. The second dynamic is when you launch, you don't go from zero to full distribution on day one. It takes time. And you have to understand that if you take, for example, the EU only opened December 2011. So the EU market is less than 2 years old. So less than 2 years old, you're about there. So if it's a 50-ton brand, you're probably only at 2, 3, 4, 5 tons of usage at the moment. That's the second dynamic. The third dynamic is customer acquisition. We now have more than 300 customers, and we are securing more customers every month. So if you take those three factors, we believe that there is a good long-term growth story for our sales base. That will translate ultimately to earnings on slide 13. If we take our current capacity, which is fully invested, up and running, of 300 million, we can generate 120 million EBITDA. To put these numbers in context, last year our sales was $45 million. So last year's sales, we were operating at only 15% of capacity. You've been doing the tasting of the product examples. The next 3 slides just give you a quick overview of where is the market today. So on slide 15, if you take France, both Sprite and Nestea, 2 major brands, were reformulated in April of last year and have been launched. By reformulated, the mainstream brand was taken off shelf and replaced. These were not line extensions. The mainstream brand was replaced with a calorie-reduced formulation, including stevia. To give you a flavour of the PepsiCo business, key messages here are, firstly, the range of products, but second, look at the geographies. This is happening worldwide. You saw from the slide about how important carbonated soft drinks are, how important they are as game changers. And what you're seeing is both Pepsi and Coke are trying the whole range. They're trying line extensions, they're trying new brands, for example, the Trop 50 as a sub-brand. But excitingly, you come back to the Sprite, they are also going for the reformulation of the main brands. So you're seeing across the spectrum on the carbonated soft drinks. No doubt, momentum is building.